pricing funerals now, just to save time later, because
Yeah.
you'll be too sick later to properly plan things.
Oh, I've already got a hole in my backyard ready to go.
Hey guys,
Oh, hello.
Hi.
what did I miss?
We're just literally planning where to put some bodies.
Well, at least one.
I don't think it's going to stop at one.
Yeah.
These things usually don't.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like good. Hang on. Yeah, that's good enough, right?
Good enough. That's our slogan. Good
Looking
enough.
at the stream.
Good enough. Keep on good enough. Ing.
Love the new
Average at
format.
best.
Okay.
Gotta stay on brand.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and by that I mean my own account and Andre from work. Everybody say hi to Andre from work.
Hi, Andre from work.
Hey.
You should
Okay.
be nicer to Pat. He
I
tells
refuse
us
to
what
say
you
hi to
do,
Andre.
and we are not impressed.
I'm not going to say hi to Andre because I had dinner with him once and it did not go well. I'm sure that joke has been said roughly 10,000 times.
I don't think anyone, as far as I can know, has ever made that joke to Andre.
Come on.
But now, all right. So, Gabe, do you want to give the summary of what happened last time?
I thought I'd let somebody else do it if they were. I don't want to.
You didn't.
Always
You didn't
be the
write one.
first.
You didn't write one. In other words.
I mean, I can do something off the cuff if you like.
Anyone else want to give it a shot this week?
I didn't write anything down. I don't remember. There was a race war.
Nope. That's
No.
something else.
Okay. Well, it all started with the invasion of.
No.
No. Is
That
it?
was,
Am I still thinking World War II?
Blunders
I think-
and Blunders after hours.
Yeah.
In the Grotto.
I think you're thinking hardcore history podcasts.
Yeah. So after following the path of the wagon carrying a piece of the princess through the undead-ridden forest, the party finally came across a lone wagon wheel in the middle of the road. Following a fresh path of crushed foliage deeper into the forest, the group was led to a clearing with the burning remains of the rest of the wagon, toppled over a pair of armored legs belonging to a member of the Blue Peacocks. Overturning the wagon revealed the legs were unattached to any body. The sought-after crate was fissured, and the expected encasing chains simply strewn about. It was at this time that two enormous zombified ogres erupted into the clearing, testing the new party's cohesion for the first time. After a flash of steel, fang, and claw, the two brutes were felled into hunks of rotting bile and ichor. Upon further inspection of the wagon site, it was revealed the crate found here was empty, and nothing like the ornate design used to house the first piece of the princess. After retracing their steps, the troop began to suspect that they had been misled regarding the content of the second caravan, perhaps in an effort to keep their inquests out of town, or even to get rid of them permanently. For good measure, one of the ogre's mitts was severed, wrapped in an old cloak, and placed inside of the cracked crate, before returning to town with a package in tow. On the outskirts of town, the band was intercepted by a youngster seeking aid for her ailing father. The man was in the process of being overcome by the blight, and attempts to heal his disease through magical means only quickened his demise. Grief-struck, the man's wife and daughter could not be consoled, especially once the party decapitated him.
Is the whole party gonna take credit for that? Because I'd appreciate
As
it.
his eyes betrayed signs of necrotic reanimation. The family needed to be incapacitated through magical means before the group could withdraw the cursed body from the house and render it to ashes. Later, as they passed the walls of Mission Harbor, the band noticed the flicker of fire up on the cliffs near the caged prisoners. Intent on getting answers from the Knight Commander, they continued to the Temple of Torm in an effort to discern the source of the ruse. While crossing the market square, a voice near the erected statue of Captain Mission beckoned the adventurers to come forth. It was in fact the statue itself which spoke out. mentioning that on the night where the modern lighthouse was extinguished, there was a shipwreck on the coast. Despite most people claiming there were no survivors, some claim seeing a rowboat escaping the wreckage. No sooner had the statue ended its vocalization than a fiery blast erupted from the southern docks. Rushing to the scene, the group each helped in their own way, whether rescuing youths from burning buildings, extinguishing fires, or investigating the suspicious circumstances regarding the source of the fire. Of note on the scene was Riskel, member of the Council of Three, who was battling the supernatural fire at the ancient lighthouse with strong magics. Once the flame had been controlled, the party convened at the old lighthouse, finding evidence that the fire might have been deliberately brought about by way of a small, red, shattered vial, bearing a resemblance to the blue vial Riskel had used moments before to extinguish the blaze. Also of note was a mysterious gold and silver plate on the floor, whose faint white light faded as the lighthouse was breached. The troop had a chance discussion with an old man who had been tasked with restoring the old lighthouse to working order. He blamed Driscoll for undoing all his hard work, setting his progress back a month's time, and wondered where his helper, Whip, might be. There was also a conspicuous absence of any armed forces at the docks, either during or after the fire set out. Still seeking answers, the party returned to the Temple of Torm, where they were allowed entry in the night. A brief exchange was had with Dorothy Miller, a mild half-elf cleric who shed some light on the temple's origins. The Blue Peacocks traveled south from Opus, a much larger town to the north. This particular temple was quite decadent for her taste, and she wished to return to the days where the church tended to the needy, a domain currently upheld by the All-Faith Church in town. As to the Knight Commander's whereabouts, Dorothy mentioned that he had for some reason made the trek to the newer lighthouse in the night. Ushered out of the temple, the group's warlock revealed his hidden talking companion, a crow that went by the name Raven. And so our party now finds its way to the All-Faith Church for a full night's rest, and hopefully some answers.
That's fantastic, Gabe. I can't believe you didn't write any of that down.
Yeah, all from memory.
Very impressive. I also am really proud of the crow's name.
Yeah, thanks for that. It's not
Yeah.
going to be confusing at all.
All right, so you guys were headed to the All Faiths Church when we last played. So what do you want to do?
Let's turn around and leave town.
Yeah? Let's go to a different town with a different adventure.
Okay.
One with
Yeah.
no lighthouses.
If you guys give me a few more weeks, I'll be done with my notes on that. Have pages here, notes.
Yeah.
You have like a backup plan, like in case group turns left.
This is my second part of the adventure. You guys can't see the camera, can you? Never mind. I was lifting it up to the camera.
We could. You want? Are we allowed to watch the stream and know what's going to hit us before it hits us?
I don't
That would
think
be great.
I don't think you'll be able to read it. No, the stream is delayed.
Well, that's it.
We'll give it 30
Plus,
seconds.
I don't know how to read, so.
Oh.
Well, let's go to the All Faiths Church. If that seems like the safest place to spend the night, where, at the very least, we don't know them, so it could be a new danger we walk into. At least it's not the same old danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well get as many dangers going at once as you can, and then deal with them.
Yeah.
What about the band Harvey Danger? Are they playing anywhere in town at the moment?
No, but Rodney Dangerfield is performing tonight.
Well,
He's
we
jumping
got-
over a flaming bear.
That's right.
Wow.
Yes, it's
His
unlike
act's changed.
not like his normal stuff, but all right.
Must have new writers. Okay. To the church.
Writers. Okay, never mind. The building is a modest cathedral that, despite its obvious age, appears to be well tended to. In the gardens outside the church are various small shrines and statues dedicated to the pantheon of gods. Outside of the building are several soot-covered families sitting together, wrapped in wool blankets. Familiar form of Bernadette bustles through the crowd, serving soup and tea. What would you like to do?
Huh.
You
Well, I
may
wasn't
recall
counting
that
on
Bernadette was one
Bernadette.
of the,
Yeah, she's one of the council.
yes.
Wasn't counting on this. Well, so much for an anonymous, quiet night of sanctuary.
Do you think you left a sufficient impression with her that she would remember if you just strolled past her?
That's an idea. I
I
mean, that's
mean,
certainly what Arius would do.
Goliaths aren't
Well, that's part of the
very
problem.
conspicuous. Yeah, they're pretty conspicuous.
What are you saying?
Saying you're gigantic, almost
Oh,
Goliath-like.
well, that's good.
Well, Arius is he's just gonna walk right on. He's gonna try and walk right on, and no, he's not gonna try and be subtle. He's just gonna walk right up to the front door and wander on through.
Okay. The doors creak open, and inside you see several other families sitting together on pews or on the floor against the wall, also with blankets and warming and talking to each other quietly.
Is there
There's a few other helpers, serving.
are there any
soup.
blankets that are just piled up anywhere, or are they all being used?
There's a kind of like a pile of blankets by the front entrance.
Okay, Arius is gonna pick one up and wander and try and find a quiet place to sit down.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to find one near the front of the church, near the altar.
Now, does
Perfect.
anyone remember any particular contact or question we were hoping to pose a member of the All Faith Church, or are we just here in hopes of being
Well,
as anonymous as possible?
Yeah, that was. I mean, that's Arius's thinking. Like the following egg. Obviously, there's people who are onto us. The Temple of Torm. There's some strange things happening there. We need to rest, and this seemed like the most anonymous, quietest place to do it. But there must have been some fire or something that people are being looked after from.
Yeah, seems like the place might be a bit crowded. I guess I will follow in to the church, and
Okay.
I will look for someone of prominence.
Well, I mean, you walk past Bernadette.
Someone that doesn't know us of prominence.
Okay. You definitely see a couple of people who are wearing like robes, who are passing around soup and tea.
Hmm. All equal in stature?
Hard to say. Everybody, including Bernadette, have all been wearing the same sort of graying white robes.
All right. Is there a moment for a discreet conversation with one of these people?
Yeah, you see one elderly woman, hand down some bowls of soup and to a family and walk back towards the back of the church.
All right. I'd like to introduce myself to this elderly woman.
Okay.
I say, "Good evening, madame. Looks like you're doing some wonderful work here at the church."
Oh yes, thank you. We're quite busy tonight. Are you here to help?
Oh, what type of help would you need?
Oh, just making sure the families are well tended to. There's some blankets to distribute, and there's soup in the kitchen if you'd like to come help me scoop some bowls.
Not really the type of aid that I typically provide.
Listen,
I can definitely
you have
train
hands?
these members to defend the fighting.
Just come with me, and she grabs you by the arm. You have hands, you can scoop soup. No one's too good for scooping soup once in a while. And she'll lead
Right.
you into the back kitchen if you'll allow yourself to be led.
I definitely will.
Okay.
Say,
She'll walk you up to the stove and she'll start handing you bowls and taking a ladle and putting soup into them. It's quite hot on your hands.
I think it can endure.
Okay.
While we're in the kitchen, I'd like to ask her, seems like you're doing very nice work here, madame. Are you getting any support for the Temple of Tom for these refugees?
No, they keep to themselves. They're warriors. They think they're too good to help these people. Aye, without them, these people would still have jobs, probably. Get no money from them. This is all from the townsfolk. We collect.
So, if you don't mind me asking, exactly what services does the Temple of Tom provide?
Protection of the city. When they came in, the city watch was disbanded and they took over those duties. That was part of the agreement to allowing them to come in here. Alright, go on, deliver. Go.
Right.
Go, go.
Okay, I'll grab 2 bowls.
No, no, no,
Three
no.
bowls.
She's
Can I
she's
get three
she's
bowls?
she's loading your hands. Like you're balancing soup in a way that you didn't think was possible.
All right, how many bowls?
There's like 5 down each of your arms.
Excellent.
Where's the
I
athletic check?
I'm thinking maybe an acrobatics check.
really.
Yeah, why not?
All right, let me see what I can do. So I am going to walk over to. I'm going to see Arius. Is Arius awake?
Arius is he's gonna be like sitting up against the wall in a quiet place with a blanket, acting like he's seriously injured and exhausted from the fire.
Okay, I am going to stumble
So-
over to Arius and then
Okay.
drop a bowl straight on him
Yeah,
of piping hot soup.
You definitely like lose about 5 bowls as you're walking out of the kitchen. And
All
she
on
says-
Arius?
No, like on the floor of the kitchen, and then you say, "Ah, darn!" That's what she says. She says, "Darn!" And then
Oh, darn.
you can definitely drop soup on Arius though.
Well, I was kind of hoping that anything I would drop would be on Arius.
You can purposely drop soup on Arius.
Not the 5 that dropped because that failed at acrobatics?
No, those were dropped immediately.
Okay.
She's very unimpressed with you.
I think 5 is enough for the ground.
Okay.
I'll give a bowl to Arius.
Oh, thank you, good sir. So kind.
I will go over to our giantess friend and give her 3 bowls.
What is Kronar doing?
Meditating.
Where?
Standing in the corner.
So you entered the church?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well Bernadette would have stopped you
Why?
because you're very conspicuous. You would have said, "I hope you're sticking around for a while. I'd like to ask you a few questions."
Yes, I'm
please.
sitting around,
Okay. All right.
but I have to meditate.
All right. So you get delivered a bowl of soup.
Oh, nice.
By me? Or
Yep.
her?
Is it
By Melvin, by
well
Melvin.
armed?
Well, I gave her 3 of the 5.
Oh, okay.
So 1 for me, 1 for Arius, and the rest for the giant appetite of the Goliath,
Oh my goodness.
which I think is how it works.
You hear a voice bellowing from the back of the cathedral, saying, "You with the armor! Those were for the refugees! Get back in the kitchen!" And she has
Alright.
like a rolling pin in her hand.
More food for the Goliath, I guess.
Okay, will you go into the kitchen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Arius is just gonna still sit there and fake tremble and just try and drink the soup like a Dickensian orphan.
Okay.
Just
the woman who called you to the church, Melvin, will say, "This time don't drop it and bring it to the refugees, the ones who need help, the ones who are shivering, covered by blankets."
I will definitely do that on my next round.
Okay, and she loads you up again and sends you off on your way. Arius, you are sitting there sipping your soup like a poor orphan child, and you see like a shadow appear above you, and the warm smile of Bernadette looks down at you, says, "Are you doing all right there? You seem so cold and alone."
everything I had, fire! Oh my!
What?
And I'll be fine. Just leave me be.
We know who you are. You
What?
don't
What?
live here. What could you possibly have lost?
Well, my dignity, maybe.
So, Melvin, you come out of the kitchen and see Bernadette is like looming over Arius, and she seems very puzzled.
Not really my problem right now. I would like to see anyone who needs or looks like they're a shivering refugee type.
Yeah.
Give them a bowl
Okay.
with the express intention that here's a bowl, find your strength so that you may crush your enemies in battle tomorrow.
Okay. The families that you deliver the soup to seem thankful for the soup, but puzzled about your advice.
No, this is not advice. I'm saying this is conditional that tomorrow heads will be caved in by you. This is to bolster your strength.
So
So
if
chin up, get yourself fed,
Yeah,
Crush your enemies tomorrow.
they still accept the soup with puzzled expressions on their face.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right. Kronar, you're meditating quietly.
Question.
Yes.
Patrick, do you meant to still have "Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes" on your banner for Blunders and Dragons?
What? Oh crap! No, I don't. That's probably why we have people coming in.
Funny.
Anyone remember what episode of Dungeons and Dragons this is?
Is this
5th
9?
edition.
Thanks.
It's well, yeah, it is 5.
Episode 5. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. I totally forgot to change that. With
It
all
also
the
says more bomb diffusing. So
no, I fixed that too.
okay.
But if anyone hasn't seen it, there's a really great cast of Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Yeah. They play Dungeons and Dragons sometimes.
Yeah. They role play bombs
They roleplay
being
bombs.
diffused.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that. Says, do you really need help?
Of course I do. I had a terrible evening. I lost several possessions. We'd just come back from the woods. We'd captured all sorts
All
of
right.
fantastic things.
All right.
I really need some help here.
Just stick around, would you?
Do you have more blankets, please? I'm very cold. Also, my money's gone. Someone took it. I'd like some of that.
Okay. We'll just stick around. We'll talk later. And then she
Is
walks
there any
off.
bread for the soup?
Yeah.
Use some salt.
You definitely managed to scare her off. All right. So, is there anything else you want to do, or can we kind of cut scene ahead a little bit?
Yeah, Arius is he's not moving. He's gonna not do any work and act like he needs as much help as people are willing to give him.
So, I mean, it is the All Faith Church. It wouldn't be totally appropriate for me to throw off slogans from Tempest to anyone I'm giving a bowl to.
You could.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
there
give
is
give a bowl to
there
a
is
youngster and say, "Chin up, youngster. War is a necessity."
okay.
Tempest?
You kind of notice as you maybe you don't. Why don't you roll an insight check actually?
Whom?
You.
Me.
Yeah.
Inside check.
Okay. You think you're doing a great job of cheering these people up.
Awesome.
All right. So you're serving. You serve soup for a while. Kroner meditates. Arius whines, and
Yeah, and it catches some little bit of sleep.
and after it looks like most of the families have been fed their soup and their tea and they're warm and tucked away for the night.
Where's
Know
the
more
tea?
about glorious battle.
and
Are there
they
any
hear
biscuits for this tea?
Arius tries to get better service. Bernadette will.
I want some oolong.
Okay. Bernadette will come in and gather the three of you and ask you to follow her.
To where?
Well, she'll say to my office.
But my legs. Arius
Oh,
just gestures at his legs.
I'm sure one of your friends could carry you, and she'll look to the Goliath and say, could you give him a hand, please?
Can I grab him by the ankle and pick him up that way?
I don't see why not.
Right.
All right. Oh my! They're working now. This is fantastic. Thank you. You've healed me, friend.
But
Please
you're
put me
upside
down.
down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kroner doesn't let go.
It's okay though, because I'm so tall you won't bump your head.
Oh, thank goodness.
Unless there are stairs.
Um,
Stairs?
there are stairs leading up the altar, which leads to her office.
All right, Arius will try and tuck in a little bit to avoid taking a lot of damage here.
Okay, yeah, you won't take any
What, Are you
damage.
tucking in?
Well, he asked a question.
That's for Thursday nights.
Yeah. When we don't stream. So she'll lead you to her office. Arius gets plunked up the stairs, and she'll when you enter her office, you notice the figure of Wilma laying on like a bed, like a bed of straw in the corner of the office. Yeah, Wilma was the
She's the third of three.
exactly, and she
Oh.
seems like she's unconscious. She's laying there, and she has soot covering her face, and there's some like singe marks on her clothing. And she'll usher you to some chairs, and she'll sit like next to you, sort of thing.
So which one of this is the dwarven woman?
Wilma is the dwarven woman.
Wilma's the dwarven woman.
Is she all right?
You ask that?
Yes.
Well, you remember seeing her slumped up against like a stone wall near the lighthouse when the fire was going on. You would have seen her there. Says, "Oh, I think the explosion knocked her unconscious. She'll be fine in time. She just needs time to rest. But I wanted to talk to the three of you. We never got a chance to finish our discussion before the Knight Commander whisked you away."
As far as I remembered, good lady, wasn't much of a discussion and more of a speedy, incriminating trial.
You yelled at me.
I don't believe I did.
I don't like that.
Well, I didn't yell at you.
I like to confirm that he in fact does not like being yelled at.
Well,
It makes me feel bad, and you should pay restitution. Plus all the work we did. I saved a boy.
well, that's very, very noble of you. I'm sure you didn't decapitate anyone. She laughs. He also doesn't say that. Says, well, I'm sorry if we caused you any trauma. We certainly didn't mean to. We were hoping to ask you a few questions about your time before reaching Mission Harbor.
Well, I was born to a poor coal miner.
I was hoping that maybe someone else could speak.
Fair enough.
Your companion was trying to push us off of a cliff.
Who is Riskel? Oh no, you mustn't misinterpret him. He's just keen on, upholding the law.
He's a disagreeable little man.
He only is one voice of the three.
Perhaps he should be silenced.
Now. He's wise. He has the town's best interests at heart. But that's not what we're here to discuss. We're very interested in what you experienced out there in the woods before arriving here.
Foulest evil.
That's what we've heard. Do you have more information for us?
Arius, do you have the box?
What box? I don't have a box. Look, see? He shows that there is no box.
Yeah.
Turns out his pockets.
Where is the box?
Aries kind of leans in and says, remember, we left it with that idiot boy I saved from the flames.
Oh, yes.
He's keeping it safe. No one knows he has it. It's our ace in the hole. He says ace in the hole a little too loudly.
Bernadette raises an eyebrow.
It's for poker. I'm a gambler.
I'm not surprised.
We were sent to protect caravans that were carrying crates of cargo.
Crates of cargo. And what were in these crates?
We had no knowledge. We were attacked by undead creatures. Enormous. Terrifying.
We have plausible deniability.
You have no idea what the undead attacked you for.
They wanted the crates. That much was clear.
You have no indication at all of what was inside.
Could have been anything. My guess is gold. That's what it's usually about.
Has
Lots
the
of
Paladin
gold.
of Torm not shared his missions with you?
No, the blue peacocks are quite protective of their secrets. They say, if their information were to get out, all our lives would be at jeopardy, but must know if we're protect our own villagers.
Do you not trust their judgment, good lady?
It's not a matter of trust, it's a matter of wanting to protect ourselves and not rely on them.
What can you tell us about the god Torm?
The god Torm?
Yes.
Well, he is a war-loving god.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh wait, this is the wrong window.
Who's the god of duty and honor?
That might be Torm. He is the god of loyal fury, the god of law and righteousness and duty.
I am the law. Oh, sorry. I thought this was Judge Dredd roleplay. Sorry.
That's on Thursdays.
He said,
My Thursdays are busy.
Kirby says, "That's me."
All right. He's kind of like Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
And the symbol of Torm?
It is a upraised gauntlet.
A gauntlet.
It is a gauntlet with an eye in the palm.
Bard, do you still have the gauntlet that we found
Nope.
in the river?
I believe you left that at the scene.
Yep. Absolutely.
Left it.
We did.
Wow.
So, tell me, if you want to look after yourselves, why did you let these fellas in here to begin with?
Well, they came promising a better lighthouse, which they delivered for a while, and they came promising protection for the town, which they did, and they saved us money on the city watch, which they took over.
And so what's changed now?
Well, since the old knight commander left, and
Well, this is new information. Who was the old commander?
the old commander, I don't think I ever wrote his name down.
Sounds like he'd be a Gibbons.
Let me see if I wrote his name down before I tell you. His name, and I will tell you what it was.
Your recall is tremendous.
Oh, I have an excellent name. It was her name. Nope, was it her? Ah, yes. His name was Maurice Pound.
Mo Pound. Some Mo LBs. All right.
Yes, he was. I don't know much about it. I just know that Kit replaced him.
So what happened to Mo?
Like I said, I don't know much about it.
So
But you
these
know that things
guys.
were better before.
Pardon me.
But you know that things were better before.
Well, Kit is very strict when it comes to handing out his judgments. Maurice was a little bit more agreeable.
You know what they say?
No.
More pound, more problems.
His name was Maurice.
Mo?
Maurice. All right. Anyways, I don't know much about it. You probably need to talk to someone who was around then.
This is riveting news. Didn't know the Blue Peacocks built the newfangled lighthouse, which seems to be failing you.
It seems a strange election promise to build a new lighthouse.
It worked quite fabulously for a while.
What was wrong with the old one?
Nothing, it just couldn't move as many ships. What do you know about our lighthouses?
They're big and have lights in them.
Well, sort of. They're more of tools used to guide the ships through the sea fangs that surround
Oh
our harbor.
my! Is that what lighthouses are for? Do tell!
Listen, I don't have to take this shit from you. She doesn't say that.
She should.
I found the most interesting tidbit earlier. Apparently there was a shipwreck on the night the lighthouse went out. Is that out?
Yes, terrible thing. Normally the lighthouses guide the ships clear through the fangs, but this one just capsized into the rocks.
And who was on this ship? Was it our buddy Mo Pound?
No. We don't know what happened to Maurice Pound.
So you can't prove he wasn't on board?
That's true. But the ship...
I suggest that you killed Maurice Pound.
Oh my. No.
Nope, fair enough. Just a stab in the dark.
Exactly what was this ship that got wrecked carrying?
No one knows.
What do you mean no one knows?
Well,
Leave no manifest?
the ships are still on the rocks.
Who
Did
was
you
the
check
captain?
the black box?
The black... no. Is there a black box on the ship? How do you know this?
Isn't there a little scribe that sits inside this magic box that writes everything that happens? So if there's a problem, you can just go find him?
That would be very useful information.
Yeah, I think it's like a high-level spell.
Oh, well, I do
Anyway.
not know that magic.
All
My buddy Mal
ships-
brings up a good point. Who was in charge of this ship? I assume the captain went down with the ship.
Well, seems likely. You can still
Oh.
see the wreckage on the rocks if you go to the docks.
All ships leaving the port should leave a manifest with the Port Authority.
It was coming in.
What?
It was coming into dock, dear.
And no
Intriguing.
one's driven a rowboat?
The water is quite dangerous. That's why we have the lighthouses. You are almost certainly going to die if you take a rowboat out there without a light to guide you.
What
Someone
about
did
in the
not die.
day?
Let me explain to you. The lights don't guide by illuminating rocks. It guides by guiding your path. They are it's a sort of divination magic that guides the ship through. It can predict which way the waves will go, and will help you avoid capsizing on the rocks.
A divination magic.
Yes, my dear. And the new lighthouse was able to manage several ships at once, whereas the old could only handle one.
What manner of wizard or warlock is providing this divination magic?
We have... well, the old lighthouse was built long ago, but there is apparently top researchers at the new lighthouse who are handling this.
Is there a focus left inside to create the spell?
I don't know the details, but I would imagine they'd need some kind of channel for this magic.
Like a silver and gold circle?
Possibly? I know that there are more rudimentary ways of navigating the rocks, and that's how a harbor was founded in the first place, but it's been years since that.
You must admit, my good lady, it's a little bit suspicious for one lighthouse to fail so soon after the other.
Well, the old lighthouse was just stopped being maintained when they built the new one.
Mm-hmm.
It never failed.
And now it has been largely destroyed.
Well, I didn't inspect it myself, but that's what I've heard. Yes.
And this just happens to coincide with the new lighthouse being on the fritz. Interesting.
You can see why we're asking questions now.
And the paladin has left town.
Which one is that, my dear?
Kit?
Has he?
He has indeed.
I've heard he was sent to the lighthouse.
Is not outside of the town.
Well, I suppose so.
You have to leave the town a whole ways, go outside the wall.
We're technically correct.
And that is the best kind of correct.
Seems like rather than questioning us, you should be looking inward for answers. Your member of the Three, Council 3, was responsible for smashing the old lighthouse, which was so close to being in use
Well,
again.
who smashed the old lighthouse?
The one who wields magic. He threw a vial to set it on fire, and another, similar, to put it out.
That seems unlikely. Riskel cares for this town. I don't believe he would do something like that. No, that can't be right.
So who would have something to gain then?
We were trying to figure that out.
Who
So
paid
what
for his new fence?
The new fence?
We burned a fence our first night here. Bit of a whoopsie.
Yes.
Brand new. Who paid for it?
Old Thompson's fence. I think old Thompson paid for that.
Good. I always hated that guy.
Well, he donates to the church.
Yeah, but he's racist.
Well, That's new.
He keeps it close to the vest.
You can tell that she's like starting to lose her patience with humoring you, and you're kind of impressed that she's lasted this long.
Is this the royal you or specifically Arius?
As well, specifically Arius.
All right.
That's good. We can
Keep going, Arius. When people get frustrated, they slip up.
Well, I appreciate the information you were able to share, and hopefully, if you continue to look into this matter, you will keep me informed.
Can we sleep here? We're tired.
Of course.
Thanks. Arius is just gonna kind of like start to push Wilma off the...
Up. Could you please sleep out in the main hall?
Oh, but we've done so much for you.
Oh, and I know you'll continue to do so much. Now I must tend to Wilma.
Small lady, I must give you a word of caution.
She's like a half-elf, isn't she? Yeah.
But it's a Goliath.
Right. Fair enough.
If you've seen the height chart.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Small lady.
She
must
looks
give
up at
a word
you.
of caution. Do not trust these men who claim to be of Torm. I think they plan to bring evil into your town, and you will not prosper by it.
I will keep that in mind, dear.
We're trustworthy, though.
I would.
Also, before we go, a request.
Oh.
We have a interesting acquaintance who would very much like to be able to diagnose and symptomize the new lighthouse's woes. Do you have the authority to let our friend in for an inspection?
The Temple of Torm controls the lighthouse, but who's your friend?
Oh, he's a totally charming gnome at the following egg. I'm sure that if you were to use your council powers to grant him access, he would be able to restore access to the town in no time.
Is it Orwin? a little chatty gnome, Orwin? Is that who you're speaking of?
Aren't they all chatty?
That sounds like a very short name for such a illustrious gnome.
Oh, he had many names. I think his first was Orwin, though.
We'll go him by that then.
I believe he was already fetched.
Who fetched him?
The blue peacocks.
Well, he's dead.
Oh my! I should hope not.
Well, I'm tired. Let's all go to bed now.
All right. Let's end the stream then. Good night, everyone.
No one leave. Alright, so you guys are able to find a corner in the All Faith Church and manage to sleep through the night. You recover all your spells and hit points and all that good stuff, unless you can tell me discipline.
Yeah. As Arius is gonna hang back as everybody else leaves, so no one sees him do this.
Okay.
And he'll very quietly mention to Bernadette that there's a child on the outskirts of town whose father was just killed. His mother is unable to look after her, and they should go help them.
Yes. Forgot about that child that I...
That you orphaned.
Yeah. All right. She seems shocked, and she says, "We'll send people first thing in the morning. Thank you for saying so."
Yeah. Well, I didn't tell you. Someone, the giant thing did. The big monster. She said it.
Okay. She'll tap her nose.
Oh, you got some blow. Let's get real high.
All right, so you guys get high.
Okay.
The rest of the night is a blur.
Great. But we recover our spell points.
Well, I mean, they do, yeah.
Oh, God.
Rogel says woof.
Then came the morning.
Yep, morning.
Morning.
So Kronar's going to take some time to meditate.
Okay.
Prepare spells.
Sure.
Which also means that Sarah's going to go boil the kettle.
Okay. And
Carry on.
what are Arius and Melvin doing on this fine morning?
I think we'd like to confer a game plan, would we not, Arius?
It sounds like a great idea. I say we go to that new lighthouse and burn it to the ground.
Kirby
Or
says,
just explore.
we need more information before we make a judgment.
What are you, some kind of person who wants the facts?
Yes.
Seems like a lot of work. Let's just pick a side.
You may have a point, Arius. In any case, should we retrieve the crate and speak to the Knight Commander, or should we go directly to the Knight Commander with the promises of the crate?
I don't think we should play that card just yet. I think if we want more information, that's one of the ways we can get it. If we start handing over the crate and the head of the blighted guy, I think we could get into trouble if we pick the wrong side.
Kirby will say, that ship holds many secrets.
I'm back.
If we can make it there, we would have more information.
Well, I wonder just how badly damaged the old lighthouse is. Maybe we should do a quick check. If there's any possibility we can be guided out there, then great. If not, maybe we can just learn how to fly.
If I remember correctly, that old lighthouse is ash and cinder now.
Not all of it. I mean, part of the building's still standing. The stairs were destroyed, but maybe we can just send someone up with a candle.
Or we could get the plate we found on the ground and hand it to the gnome and hope that he can guide us to the ship.
Also an idea.
The gnome is gone.
A bad idea. That's what I was about to say. You didn't let me finish.
It was a good bad idea.
Would you rather just risk the waves, the thrill of adventure, battling them down with the bow of our rowboat?
That seems very dangerous.
We wouldn't
If
need to
we-
go
if-
through the teeth. We just need to get to the teeth.
I mean, but if we fall in the water, it's a long way back. I mean, it's very scary. The water's probably very deep and cold. I don't think it's a good idea.
The coward has a point. I'm not a strong swimmer.
Oh, I can swim just fine. You can't maybe, but I'm very good. I won several competitions. But it's
So
it's
it's
maybe a
settled.
bit-
I will stay in town and continue the investigation here. The strong swimmers can go out to the ship.
Well.
So, may I suggest?
Uh-huh.
This is a seashore town. Surely there are youths who dive for clams all the time.
Do you think we could find someone who sells seashells down by the seashore?
I think we might.
That's great. I need a souvenir.
God.
We could also maybe,
Send him out.
yeah, exactly. Send the kid.
In his box.
He's a teenager.
You can use the arm to row the box.
It is an undead arm, so it's invincible.
Well,
Drown.
Okay, so
well,
What shall it be? Shall we swim? Sail?
let's head down to the docks and see if there's anything we can do. Maybe we can get like a how we can find out how far it is. Maybe we can get some rope and run some rope from the docks out to the wreckage and
Before
just
we
so
do any of that,
Mhm.
I'm going to open this scroll I've been carrying.
What?
I forgot about the scroll. Okay.
Have you got your notes, DM?
Oh, I know. I remember the scroll. I just forgot.
It's a 5 ago callback.
Yep, 5 episodes ago. All right. So this.
So everyone, I found a scroll on a corpse.
All right.
I think I found it and you took it from me.
Yes. You picked it off a dead corpse, and I retrieved it from you for honor.
I took it from the bones of my best friend Ghibli, the brave warrior.
Named him
Wow.
Ghibli.
I had no knowledge of such a thing. We should
He-
discover its contents that may give us some context as to the woes we are experiencing.
Absolutely. Melvin, go ahead and open it.
Kirby says, "That's a blue peacock scroll. Where did you get that?"
Yeah, Kirby, why don't you open it? And Arius walks around the corner a little bit.
Do you give it to Kirby?
Gibraltar fought the some force of evil while we were all knocked out and left behind his right hand and this scroll.
I picked up the hand, therefore I'm his right-hand man.
Oh God. All right. Kirby will. Do you actually give it to Kirby?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Goodbye, Kirby.
As long as he doesn't like give it to the raven and fly off.
Kirby opens up the scroll. Nothing happens.
Alright, Arius will walk back over.
And he says, I don't understand this. Doesn't make any
great.
sense.
He can't read! And Arius will rip the scroll out of his hands.
It explodes. No, it doesn't. But the scroll is written in some sort of cipher that you can't quite make out.
Ooh, I have a book on ciphers.
Do you?
Yeah, I got this really neat textbook on how to play this.
Okay, you're going to your actual bookshelf.
Sorry?
You're going to your actual bookshelf.
Yeah, is it Draconic script? Is it Dwarvish script? Elvish script? Is it...
Common script.
Okay. Oh. Well, do we have a type X?
I think it's in Times New Roman.
An Enigma?
This is very confusing.
You have a cipher.
Okay. We can put it into the Turing machine.
You have an encrypted text in front of you, and no Turing machine to be found anywhere.
Dang
There's no key or anything with it.
Not that you can see.
If I was a Kender, I'd search my pockets for a type X. Just like for this.
I love Kinder Surprises. It's chocolate with a toy.
Can I make any heads or tails out of the text?
Not by glancing at it. Do you want to make an intelligence check to see if you can crack it?
Sure. I just want to know whether there was any type of religious significance to how the cipher was written. You know, from one paladin, is there like a common way?
Not that you can tell. It looks like it's some kind of custom cipher.
I bet Debbie Downer could read it.
Who's that?
Rachel
What's her
Dratch.
face with a really
Yes, I
plain
know.
name.
So what type of
Dorothy?
int?
Yeah, Dorothy.
Just straight up
did-
intelligence.
Excellent.
Unless you have a
We
skill that
can-
you think applies.
We kidnap Dorothy, force her to decrypt the message, and then we can get rid of her, so she never tells Kid Steele.
Yeah.
You
Intelligence check?
you can't crack it.
Okay.
Ooh, my turn.
Okay. You can't crack it.
Okay. Arius, you try.
These words mean nothing to me. Let's
Arius
continue on our quest.
Arius is going to make a show of trying to crack it, but if it's difficult to do, obviously,
Yeah.
then he's not going to try very hard.
Okay. Well, why don't you?
So he tries and act like he was.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Arius looks like he's doing his best to crack this cipher and just can't manage.
Oh gosh darn! I tried my best.
So, to the waves!
Okay. That was a good interlude, everyone.
Ah. So it's in common script,
It's in common.
and it's just like a cipher.
Yep.
And I'm guessing you can't provide us with the cipher so that I could actually.
No, we're gonna have to play this out.
That's cool.
Next time I will, though. Now that I know you're into ciphers.
He's
Some
such
of them
an
are
underrated
easy.
X-Men character.
Wah, wah, wah.
We just lost all our viewers. What the hell?
So
Okay, so to the docks.
All right.
yeah.
Which docks? I see many docks on this yonder shore.
The ones closest to the shipwreck, you silly.
That would
Where is
be
it?
this one down here.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, so you make your way down to the docks.